the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Stephen Atubiga escapes assassination attempt. Stephen Atubiga escapes assassination. Now, Abusafo. Ansana ye the video be ebecho. A 37 seconds video. A ebeto ega wabra. E nipa bi ye o madwen se nkombeje Stephen Atubiga nenkwa e de afri eye ninsem. Na ansana no meso so be subscribe. Na face wa like na e videos no so share e de my na de hia ne se obebo bell notification no so e de my. Now Stephen Atubiga a former NDC member. No ye executive and o te no akọ form a National Union Congress. National Union Congress. Now abusafo enrada wabetro ensema hudu bibire na ene de good ni Facebook page. Now ochiremu se sisi a te omaga na mu de onye safe and into otwere krata akoma the president of the land Ira John Dramani Mahama, the chief of staff Julius Debra, the IGP Tete Yohonu, the National Investigation Bureau coordinator Richard Jakpa. Sir, we hear emergency protection CCI effective today. Now, DNT also pay emergency protection and any day ever twice amount. Around 3:30, I was the target of an assassination attempt involving approximately 100 land gas, bikers, and 3 vehicles loaded with land gas, most of whom were armed with pump action guns. Stephen Atubiga Echima Ochirima abrana abo nomiensa ene nimpamu no. Enipakuo bi a ode nani kaya omododo ebeduru 100 a na ebiti bicycle ebiti motorbikes so ebiti car ahodo miensam na okeka nyina bo ma ombeduru be 100 ebe atake na anka ombeje ne nkwa ede afri eye ne nsam na sankofo mu ba nyina no na omu ye fully armed with pump action guns.
National security. You say you are national security, and they send you to go celebrate the remove it. Let us know. National security. Who bring you so arrest them for the caution of killing.
Fortunately, I escaped unarmed. Thanks to the divine intervention, the incident culminated in the apprehension of the 3 suspects. By the Ghana Police Service, following a swift response from my security team and expertly executed maneuver by my driver, which enabled us to evade the field of gunfire. Stephen Atubiga Echirima. Nanso police sadom no etimi ebeye ntem ebepie ho wabra na ni security team no so etikan akole police for anase uma police call ade akoto na ne driver no so etimi ye kwan bia so etimi de ni dwane ye na ochiremu se I am still gripping with the fact that certain individuals would orchestrate such a heinous plot to eliminate me. Wadwene ho se wonye obi abone nanso nkofu bitimi atenase abomutirimu po se omwetimi eyi no afiro. The details of these incidents are available for viewing on GH1 TV. I have been just alerted by someone I am yet to verify. The incident occurred at the Celebrity Golf Course at Sakumono Estate. The 3 apprehended individuals in this video claim to be from the National Security Blue Gate. Abusafo. Nkrofo do miensa police sadom ne nsatimi ka omu chirema omu free national security blue gate and omu etimi ebaye. Now further updates will follow, but I must emphasize that I am not safe for now. I am compelled to build a farewell to the Ghanaians for the time being. In the event that I do not survive the night, I have always cherished my connection with Ghana. Or see, if he did not survive the night, that means areho any whom any isuru and abeshenimu. If you say Nkrofo attacking from Sekumono Estate ni Chirima, omu national security operatives omu operative from the blue gate of the Ghana Police Service. Ebusafo ensem na koyehu when ye di kan say wo say national security aboro bi fie, national security akogina obi car, national security akoro obi fie access normal ye question say ekwan omufa so edi omudwuma no obi betime di bone e de ahyem nenso oba mpe ho pomasibre eno ena ka de ene to ene bro na nka Stephen Atubiga samle de nka nemkwa ahwe every nsem eno nti wo say the president of the land, the chief justice, IGP, the necessary security services and agencies in Ghana was room say the ohia hobambo. If you say there is two no a two no amano aboto ebusafo yenko video no na we are odo adwenkyere ato comment section no ase
President Mahama, you can't take that away from him. And in Kofona mo pena sem say there be President Mahama 4 years to power be obekọ there be so. Because and especially when people can't see say MPP for no mu jan tokwa no. They still haven't tokwa that they are in tokwa here. And there's no guarantee that Omutu Abani we are in tokwa because I have seen Kennedy Japon Crawford who openly and then so openly ke ko mo de vim and the can say ba omie we no omo nya campaign. Now can say did you say cause MPP ma why pan or because say kotuma MPP. A lot of people will be disgruntled. In fact, floating voters no omo no to be to no. In general election 2028, a lot of them because MPP for any stable. Into Ombesa ko NBC. After all, omo ti akonya no so. And after all, second term the ho because Mahama buy because they could for abe sign mu 8 years until people still don't see so Mahama kra wa ba abedi 4 years that. Except the politically astute people no omo politics omo di etire na omo they can tell. But for the average voter no Ghana, they can't make that distinction. And it's a President Mahama to the second term no be a lot of us average voter who say the second term ya say the first term. And the President Mahama betimi asan na so biu NDC betimi win bi 2028 most likely. Who the NDC ni MPP to who they are saying how unless something changes. But they say how it's looking, and it's early date yet. I understand early. What I say, but if you look at it and compare, there's a high chance that NDC will win 2028. It is a President Mahama person because July Zebra, not a July Zebra to me win 2028. Or a young man, or not super person, or beyond President Mahama. It's said the number of me to say or extending the term beyond the Kufu. I don't know. Say General Mosquito ba Afuni apart from Buzia. Bruni Meye, president that General Mosquito super person or extended beyond 2028. It's the most comfortable one and the most appropriate. In fact, we are president now you running mate. One of the issues that I am almost checking is say running mate in politically ambitious and not over ambitious. Yes, I will candidate or to me did you say? And the president Mahama selecting my no Professor Jena no Pokwadmano. Now to me say Mameno on your problem person. And this will bet me the mama bet me you say me but in the shadow no make na ususu mama me ama san kwa another time. And Professor Jeno no because me onya 2028 no ono ma no what dey fa here $1 billion e ka ho so on san ko onko because me tell say mama no onye political person ono e beto mu. Enti we wadwen wo form a won ti ase sa nkwara no mo ni omo ba network no mu di atem ye wu matem ye kire mo experience na penifo that is omo kasa you understand where we are coming from. Enti we nyina no na ma hu say MPP for issues no a problem ma omo but you see before I met one year first gift or a case, just a quick one on President Mahama there. And this one is indicating to you, say, ascending the kind of 2016. The factions now NDC muno. And yet a Kufuado, any party, and I say Kufuadi to say MPP for the no. NDC na more. Because NDC they have the cadres represented by Tedun Ketia. Keda for no monomote. AFRC ne the same ACGR. Those days, no money from cadres. Party no. And then you have the Democrats no more mabe join any party President Mahama Moscow no. Ye CPP for support. Ye cadres. Omo free baby number and they are the liberals. And to those days, want to say, Kedes say aluta. Obo na President Mahama squad ni say there be ajobreo. Ye be diplomatic. They are the diplomatic people. Omo so ho. And they off atama usinko for fancy concourse. Madam be say fancy concourse. The fancy concourse no. The atwa ho any kwame na ho any omu nua be ma kwesi. In fact, and can you someone can animate and say de ma kwame na am say kwesi ho any dey no. Former Greek minister and former ambassador to South Africa. Or no, and then also here animate to Mahama. But because of some bad blood no between Fanti Caucus, any President Mahama squad no empty or man farmer no. Because back at most time no yeah papa na Greek minister. At the time or yeah because see a Greek minister, agreed to grow by 2.7%. Mahama ba epe no musa kwa omo ahoy for no person mu guru for president no mu yi no mde no to South Africa say ubenya market ho no mde no to South Africa na papa ni kan edumie and I have spoken to the man a couple of times. I know what I get, and he didn't tell me that. I mean say a political analysis where I'm sitting I can tell these things and no mudi yi free ho enti the fancy caucus so mo ni president Mahama mo shadan kasa what you say. And then you also have President Mahama and Kasa squad, which is the new generation now. President Mahama do omaba NDC mono, Okudeto Blakwa, Sam George and Sami Jemfino. These are young people who ordinarily know omunye the typical characteristics of NDC. NDC keda for now it's a kubolo kakra wo line. But what they try Sami Jemfino ne, Sam George ne, Ablakwa. These are learned intellectual young people. Omunyina disciples of President Mahama, their loyalty is to President Mahama. Almost squad no. Asana guzimu ne the guzimu kakedes no. So and then you have the almighty ever caucus in NDC who have been almost neglected. Who they also from President Rollins who you know as ever for na war NDC no. Omo fans so ate. The almighty ever caucus they give NDC the majority of their votes. Almost so President Mahama so I say was said that samurai do in fact omu and na every free anchor represent you because every free anchor or you half a year first asante eka is perfect to take over from President Mahama it by hono omo samurai dey Elvis a film from 2014 now omo dey almost set trap man or koto man say ah you and sometimes no trap no almost set my Elvis a free anchor na I got na say chiro and I got to Northern Caucus. The Northern Caucus is also a faction. From the history of Rollins, even before coup, Northern regions ni Momotatu NDC. From flowing from Momotatu CPP na NDC be inherited and almost all my babenya advantage no. Enti Northern people no so more NDC mono. Northern people no so more NDC mono. So very strong. And almost are trying to see say President Mahama ni wa ombe take over. And I make a President Mahama silence your munina. Was swerve you beer or sitting oba or so oba and oba the President Mahama cut the next it's time to be a female president. There's only one person that will make us away there. BBR pointed to them, which is Professor Jenano Pokwadman. Obia to me saying ho. And the Marco Kate Everson they were used and done. Well, they were not used and done. People like Do Ajaho. I was expecting somebody like Do Ajaho Senka. Do Ajaho betimi aba be president. But having been speaker NDC ye bia omaya amomo dada. Omaya amomo. But other people in Volta region can also come into NDC, into the high rank. Some of them here, Ekujeto Blakwa. Oh, Ekujeto Blakwa echo the trajectory no corner with the exception of small here and there mistakes be all here now. Ekujeto that should be obetimi aba be president and not a vice president for NDC. And the ever caucus is up to them after Rollins. In fact, the Voltarians in NDC should have identified people who survived President Rawlings. Because you're funny people who say after Rawlings, why they beg not there from the region? And the NDC was a bigger problem. Which MPP for almost so starting NDC problem maybe. Because after President Kufuor, they say President Kufuor say, why Oracle there, but and they hold on the party in the form. And this President Kufuor faction, and said that they say, a friend saying, Nanado faction. Party faction, the first not another faction, a party faction, no. They say, about another faction and a party faction. And some other people groups, but so many groups will come out of it. In the end, President Mahama, I swear you will be, or say the next president, and will say, or bad. But you see, MPP, whether or not on them, some people are perceived to be Omunkofo. She give to a case, he say. And it's a very sad one. Give to a it's a very sad one, say. At this point, the air catcher Omunya say give to a why. Yes, he say the prosecutors on charging officially. I then a court. Now, national service scandal is so airtime crash, say. Scanning na involved no 38 million Ghana cedis and charge quite where they give to why ni stealing and charge it stealing chrono stealing and much modus operandi method use you na just say we MPP ni kwa same way you can't justify it mono anko court no anko yina enko yina no mono anko court no anko yina no because it just doesn't make sense and I don't know evidence to cry obey media back Abeka so when you only and everybody is innocent until proven guilty there. It's true. It is she's innocent. But see, before I ever charge you, they were court. Let's just say police if one or more charge you when you're then reasonable cause. So when you're reasonable cause, I'm going to inform me the basis of a charge. And I'm going to court no $38 million. So we're cutting an or loan or the Sikano Kogun account or to another company nani kuna director a high purchase just say what how is this unless the attorney general not so body siremu na nya bosiremu paka na attorney general ya this is messed up into ono give to why no say e body di afra asem say kra no it's just bad say e body di afra asem say is bad nobody should be justifying this nobody. But said they make an emrani so obia innocent until they are proven guilty. Into ono anko court no ankatanko yina no. Ono anko court. Na MPP for mo call for na mo fa omo appointment. This is one of the scholarship a year or koje ye. Any man ni kunu. This is why you no apply for scholarship for ni kunu. Ni kunu no go school or London no. E masters obia ko ye bia. Just say e hia for bidiera for ma. Banchiura for ma bodiera for ma. Choba for ma per scholarship crowd who on my just one minister the MPB dance. And you have these people who will seek and come with me. Why is it that all just scholarship from Ukuru? Oh, no, whether we are guilty or not, this is unconscionable. And this is complete conflict of interest. And you people on my and you're black and white bonnet, but any fatal. And you're black and white bonnet, but in fatal. Scholarship. What the scholarship Nikruko school according to a say plane ticket come on the back most of them get fund scholarship say what who cost you no plane ticket all the back ba obey your research near the no the back but include this plane ticket ya the ma and our girlfriend no spouse how they here for Mateo me say who get CB was scholarship secretariat this one ni ben me biada wa ko etwa ma me twa send me why ma me boko na me fan wom how na penimu wo betimi anya scholarship ni bi no enti MPP for you must question Munkofo na mo positions no question them na allegations here ba na dey ehu Professor me confuse one so ne lawyers nya adwane no mo si case nko mo nya biem serious MPP for more problem pa and the lawyers na say the case will not go do again. They have a right to withdraw. No, so called right to be changing the lawyer. So let's see what happens. And on a breakum West MP and political analysis. No, see whoever wins the MPP flag bearership race will best suffer defeat in 2028. Say the MPP for an underdog. If you're going into 2028, it's on them to show whether they can win. And this is the Omo. So what I say, and you know, Eko and Penny for Sonia no Munyan Casania, assembly nyina beko. But now the game no is no be a court whether be MPP and be NDC because MPP for no so my omo ballot ewie. They say we don't know the omo be omo de be fa ni nyina. Ma me penifo na kwaba. Prof Jubino Usu nyameche extra de wo ye first Central State University America abrochimemu and oni ni nuabema mu nyina so ye friend journalist o maye adwuma we ache nti me ne omu nyina so enkasa prof mama good evening Mr. Plank good evening so
Femi Joso
me Joso munia
good
chair prof I think say me kind of him
This me kind of pa
is here America yes sir
But my man, share first and foremost about charges. Some they are charging gift or any. There are other NDC as we know. No, Chairman to be so galamsey asem. So we are signing a minor license, which is against the license of the man. No, into also court. Several people, Professor Miyoku Sky train also. Prof, what do you make of all this? Is it the usual? Say the journalists for because or the usual political prosecution? Which hunting?
Fear Medasi. I'm saying there are two streams of cases going on here. Oja, I'm a Kofi, gift your worry. Only the form of the year, only different from Chemawun to media. No, in the sense, gift your worry, any your friend say, I'm a Kofi. They were acting on behalf of Ghana. So, they were acting on behalf of Ghana in the public service. Shema is a private citizen.
President Mahama, you can't take that away from him. And in Kofona mo pena semnese debi President Mahama 4 years to power be debi so. Because and especially when people can't see say MPP for no mu jan tokwa. They still haven't tokwa that they are in tokwa. And there's no guarantee that omutu abani we are in tokwa because I have seen Kennedy Japon Crawford who openly and then so openly ke ko mo de vim and the can say ba omie we no omo nye campaign now can say bibi say cause MPP ma hwan pan or be can say kotuma MPP a lot of people will be disgruntled in fact floating voters no omo no to be to a lot of them be can say MPP for any stable into ombesa ko NBC after all omo ti akonya no so and after all second term you know da ho because Mahama by because they could for a sign mu 8 years until people still don't see so Mahama kra ba abedi 4 years that except the politically astute people no omo politics omo di etire na omo they can tell but for the average voter no Ghana they can't make that distinction and it's a President Mahama to the second term no a lot of us average voter who say the second term ya say the first term and the President Mahama betimi asan na so biu NDC betimi win bi 2028 most likely who the NDC ni MPP to who they are saying how unless something changes but they say how it's looking and it's early date yet I understand early what I say but if you look at it and compare there's a high chance that NDC will win 2028